All right, so let's just get warmed up. So we'll go right to Mace in hand, if that's okay with this little warm up. Let's go Mace in hand. I have my mace in my right, my globe in my right with the palm up, palm down on my tail. And a big part of mace work is trying to separate segments of our body. So this first drill we're going to do, we want to create our normal structure, a little softness in our knees, a little tilt of our pelvis, ribs are down and in. But I'm going to squeeze my hips tight enough, that way I can turn my torso without my belt buckle going with me, if that makes sense. And then we're going to do a switch out to the side. So the switch we'll do to the side is the normal one that you do in front of you. We're just going to do it out there. So here's the way we're going to do this. We're going to go 8 per side. So I've got my globe on my right, lock the lower body in, turn the torso to the right, and switch that mace out there. We're back to center. We're just there briefly. We're going to go all the way to the other side. Same deal, switch. So I'm going to slowly pick up the pace on this. But again, your goal is belt buckle stays forward. You're kind of crushing the mace here, though, as you're doing your little turn throughout. So we're loose, obviously, upon the switch. And I'm going to get moving a little quicker here. Try to stick with me if you can. Let's go 3 more each way. So there's 1. Glutes still on, nice and tight to create that stability down low. But again, mobility up top. 1 more. All right, let's just hit a little squat next. Nothing fancy here. We're just switch on the way up. So get your feet where you like them. I like outside shoulder width, a little bit of turnout. We're going to crush the mace until we switch. The switch in the mace happens once. It's only on the way up. Let's go 20 total squats. So crush that mace. Find your bottom. We'll try to stay nice and tall through that torso. We'll transition the mace on the way up. I'll go slow for a few, and I'll pick up my pace again. Just one switch only happens on the way up. So there's 3. I'll go this pace for 10. Got 8, 9, and then the next 10. Go at a pace you're comfortable with, but definitely make it a little faster. Try to get our heart rates up a little bit. All right, all good. So really quick, review of some positions of the mace and some landmarks. So we don't need to get terribly technical, but this is considered technically a level 1, and here's a level 2. Great. A lot of stuff we'll do will be in this position. But there's also cross-body top and cross-body bottom. The language matters for some of the flows we're going to do. So let's go to cross-body top for a second together. So right now I'm in this level 2, palm up, palm down. Cross-body bottom, all it means is the globe is low and the mace is across my body. That's it. So I got my right hand in front of my right shoulder. My left hand's kind of like outside my hip. So Pat, if you could, take that right hand, there it is, just a little bit more out there. Let's go back to that first position we were in, which is our neutral now. Cross body top. Globes in front of my shoulder. That's really all it is. So if I say cross body bottom, we're here. Cross body top, we're there. So let's switch sides real quick. Let's do what Joe says. Let's go cross body top. Let's go cross body bottom. Switch. Cross body top. Cross body bottom. Cross body top. Caught you, John. Switch. Cross body top. Cross body bottom. All good. All right, let's shoot some arrows now. So we go to cross body top technically before we shoot that arrow. So I want to go globe on the left. Let's create our standing structure. Here I am starting off from that level 2. Here's my cross body top. And then I'm going to shoot my globe out to my left side because it's on my left shoulder. So slow control. We're going out here, but we're really trying to do something counterintuitive. I'm pulling really hard on this mace to activate all the muscles in my upper back I possibly can. Gently, if you notice, we kind of come back to cross body top, and let's take it to level 2. Let's switch real quick. Cross body top, arrow. Pull, 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 pull. Make sure you're not up in your neck. Your shoulder blades should be dropped. Pulling helps that. Cross body top, level 2, switch. Cross body top, arrow. Top, level 2, switch. You got the idea now. I'll cue you one more time, then we'll shoot 3 more each way. Cross body top, arrow, top, level 2. Just follow the process now. Let's go 3 more each ways. I'm not going to cue you. Tight core, standing structure still is in play. 1-1. 2-2. And the last one coming here. And I'm going to say we're all warmed up except for one last little piece of the puzzle for us. We got to move our legs a little bit more. All right, all good. So I'm going to run a clock for this. So you all know the 4-step flow we do. 4-step flow being reverse lunge, forward lunge, side lunge, and dragon lunge. In our dragon lunge, you have the option of shooting the arrow or not. So you do whatever you want to do there. I'm going to run the clock. We're going to do all one leg for a minute. We'll do all the other leg for a minute, and then we'll hit like a combo of both sides. So let me get my timer running here quick. All right, let's go globe to our left side to start. And when we do that, we're going to initiate movement out of that right leg. So the steps are going to be reverse, forward, side, dragon. And the only leg that's going to move right now is our right leg. We're going to go a minute straight. I'll go slow for 30, then a little faster for 30. So we're going to basically be in level 2 the whole way. The only Mace movement is that switch. After our first lunge, we switch every time. So let's go for it. Right leg moving back, reverse lunge. You find that bottom, spread to earth, create your structure. Flip forward, right leg. Good, now right leg still moving into our side lunge. Right leg still the mover. If you want to shoot an arrow in that dragon, by all means you go. We're going to take the Mace back. We're going to flip the Mace as we go back into right leg reverse lunge. There it is. Again, slow for now. We'll pick up our speed as we go. You can hit all those important landmarks. Like here's kind of a cross-body bottom right there. Beautiful. Let's get 2 more of this cycle. Let's just go a little quicker. One more cycle on this side. All good. Back to center for a sec. So, globe's on my right. Left leg's now going to become our mover. Let's go for a minute. Basically, we'll do 2 cycles slow, 2 cycles fast. Let's replicate that. Left leg back. 3, 2, 1, and go. Then we're flipping the Mace every move. Good slowish for these first 2 cycles. Good. And you all know we want really equal weight distribution, particularly in that reverse lunge and that forward lunge. We're really leaning into those dragons. Now, a little faster. All right, quick sip of water, coffee, whatever it is you're drinking. Then we're going to cycle those 2 things together. Then we'll do our cooler flows. Pat, are you warming up?
I'm good, thank you.
I know I am. All right, so we're going to create a bridge between those 2 like little flows with the squat in the middle. You've all done it before. So really quickly, after my dragon arrow, so let's say I'm going left leg mover, bang, bang. There's 2 switches here. I switch as I place my feet for the squat, and then I'm going to switch out of the squat. And then that would then let me transition to that opposite leg. So I'll go a little slow on that transitional point, but bottom line is this lets us go 4-step flow right, 4-step flow left. You're just squats the bridge is all it really is. So let's do this thing together. Let's start off with the globe on the left, which means right leg's moving. All right, here's our mover. Crush that Mace, right leg reverse lunge. We're gonna go at a moderate pace here. Good. Dragon arrow. Now, we're gonna go to squat with right now. So switch the Mace as you enter that squat position. Let's squat it. As you come up, you switch the Mace, opposite leg becomes the mover. So now my left leg's going, globe to my right. Left leg forward, left leg side, left leg for dragging an arrow. Now again, we switch the mace into this squat and out of the squat. Back to my original leg, right leg moving again. Then we're going to switch into it and out of it. Last cycle at this moderate-ish pace. I want to try to pick up our pace for the last 2 times through each side. Switch into it, out of it. All right, so look, we're going to go a little quicker here. You know what to do. Just try to follow along if you can. Right leg initiating. Left leg's now the mover. Doing that squat right now with the globe on the right. Squatting down, switching the globe on the left. If you're catching back up, right leg. One more here, squat switch. Left leg's the mover, and we're done. All right, we're good. All right, catch the breath. That was a solid like 2 minutes of movement right there, which is nice. All right, Pat, Jody, I think John too. Yeah, everyone knows horizon switch, right?
Knows what?
The horizon switch.
Yes.
Okay, so, and Jody, is that familiar to you too? Yes, right? Still? Yeah, exactly. All right, so we're not going to do the full horizon switch in that we're not going to do this 180-degree turn, but we're just going to use that mace movement where the mace kind of comes around and switches here rather than switching here. So let's just work on that piece first and then build the flow with it. And I think, yeah, some of you have done this exact flow before. All right, so here's our deal. I got globe on my left, I'm in my level 2, palm up, palm down. When we do any kind of a switch like this, this horizontal movement, to create this movement pattern, we need to push out from the side. So we don't want to throw an uppercut here. We're trying to throw more of a hook to create movement on this plane rather than movement on that plane, if that makes sense. And this switch, this particular one, is going to happen from the hip. So if you look right now, I've got globe in my left hand, palm up, right hand, palm down. I'm going to take the mace to my right hip and my globe's down in front of me. So it's like the opposite of your uppercut. We're going to do that exact switch I just referenced. So if you're watching, I'm going to go slow. I'm going to push from my back hand. It slides, neither hand is ever off, and then it ends up sitting on my opposite hip. Lateral perspective, I'm pushing wide with my left, slides to meet my right, and comes back. And frankly, doing this quicker is easier. So let's go quick here. Everyone looks good. Now look, you have the leeway to do what you want with this. You can make this as flashy or as plain as you want. A lower switch, I'd say a little bit easier. You want to get a little fancier, you can take it up higher, you can go above your head. You do whatever you want with it, but the idea is that's the pattern. All right, so here's some steps now that we're going to add with that. I want to go a reverse lunge into a side lunge. And when we make that transition with our legs, we're going to do that mace movement. And then we're going to hit a dragon arrow. And that'll be this entire flow initially, but we'll build onto it. So let's do this. Globe left, palm up, right hand, palm down. I'm going to give you my back on this. So when I take this mace out to my right hip, my left leg will be the mover throughout this entire flow, at least for now. So let's go together. Left leg, reverse lunge, find the bottom and pause. Now we're going to do that switch we just worked on as we go into a left side lunge with our left leg. So let's try this together. Again, this movement, 1, 2, 3, right into our side lunge left. Good, so now everyone's sitting in the side lunge left. We're going to push off this left leg. We're dragging an arrow. Right back to the side lunge we came from. Now, if you want to put this on a loop, we're going to switch the mace so the globe goes back to the left, and the mace goes back on the right hip. So from here, again, our left leg's our only mover. Let's start off where we began. Left leg reverse lunge. That same switch into our side lunge left. Pushing off of the left leg. Drag an arrow. Back to where you came from. Switch the mace and place it on the right hip. Left leg reverse lunge. Transition to side lunge. Drag an arrow. Side lunge. Flip mace, right hip. Left leg reverse lunge. Transition. Drag an arrow. Side lunge. One more with me, 2 on your own. Switch the mace. Place it on the right hip as you go into your reverse lunge. Transition that mace to side lunge left. Drag a lunge with that left leg. Back to your side lunge. Here's all I'm going to give you now. Switch the mace. Place it on your right hip. Left leg reverse lunge. Let's go 2 cycles. Looking good. You want me just one more here?
Yeah.
And done. Not perfect, but most of you were right in the ballpark there. All right. Are we okay to transition sides right away? Need a little break. Jody, you got funky right there because your globe is behind you instead of in front of you. Pat, I think you had something similar happen at one point.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, on this particular flow, yeah, it's just when we want to loop it back together, we got to switch it and place it on the hip, and that globe is always pointing forward. So then you know you're good to start your next flow. All right, are we good enough to get right to the next one? Next side, rather?
Okay.
I'll take that as a yes from all 3 of you. All right, let's do our thing here. So now we're going to go globe right, palm up. And then when we do this, we're going to take that mace, place it on the left hip. So now that means my right leg becomes my mover just to make sure we're on the same page. So again, we're going to go 4 flows together, actually 5. You're going to go 3 on your own. So globe right. Place that globe on the left hip. Your right leg is the only one you're going to step with. Reverse lunge. Flip that mace into side lunge right. Push off the right leg. Dragging lunge with that arrow. Back to your side lunge. Now, we got to switch the mace. Globe's now on the right like it started. It goes to the left hip. Bang, right leg reverse lunge. Transition mace into side lunge. Drag an arrow. Back to that side lunge. Transition that mace. Globe goes right. Back to the left hip, right leg reverse lunge. Try to put them together. 1, 2, 3. There we are. Transition to side lunge. Push off that right foot, drag an arrow. Lean hard into that right leg for me. Let's get way out there. Back to side lunge. Transition mace. Left hip, right leg reverse lunge. 2 more flows with me. Transition to side lunge. Drag an arrow, leaning hard into that right leg. Back to side lunge. 1 more with me. Transition mace, globe right. It goes on the left hip. Transition to side lunge. Push off or drag an arrow. Back to side lunge. All right, here's the last info you get from me. Switch your mace. Mace is on the left hip. Right leg reverse lunge. Do your thing. 3 flows. Yes. Yes. Looks good. So the globe should be in front of you as it's on the left hip. You got it, John. No, that's it. You had it. Yep, exactly. So Pat, you got the right leg moving, so do me a favor. Flip the mace really quick. Put it on this hip. No, you're good. So flip the mace again. Hold the mace to the side out here. You're good to go right now, Pat. Good. And Jody, I feel like you've been there. All right, and we're good. Right there. Catch your breath. Let me give you 30 seconds. Grabbing water. How's everyone holding up so far with our pace? Good. Okay. Pat, you good?
I'm good.
Okay. John?
Yeah.
All right, just making sure. All right, so let me see where we are here. Got it. So here was my plan going into this, and I think we're gonna have a shot at this thing. I'm gonna have to cue you hard the whole way. It was that flow where we went like left to right with it. So if I stay in frame the entire way and do it with you, are you willing to try it?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, so I'm not gonna like shut it down. Like, all right, do your own thing. I'm gonna just stick with you because you always got to remember which hip that mace goes to. Otherwise, the whole thing is kind of a disaster. So get in the same mindset of what we just did. And here's all we're gonna do for a transitional point. It's super, super unfancy. It's gonna be like a weight shifting side lunge. So like if you're in a side lunge right, all you're gonna do is weight shift to side lunge left and switch the mace. So let's do that just for a sec to create our transition. So I gotta go over my left. Let's all just go to the side lunge right here. So here we are. So if this is where we end that flow, like so, hang there for a second if you don't mind. So we went from here to here to there. I'm just giving you that frame of reference as to how we ended. And all we would do is think this through for a second. Yeah, so that's really all we need to worry about in terms of our weight shift and transitional point. So we're just there. But let me think this through for one more second. I apologize. So we're going here to here. So. Okay. I had to think real hard myself about where that mace went. So I was going to overcomplicate it and make it a switch and another switch. We don't need all that. So let's do it from the beginning. I'm going to go super, super slow, and actually the transition won't be really hard at all. When we hit that side lunge, we're going to weight shift, and we actually don't need to switch our mace anymore. But we are going to switch our leg. So I'll show you exactly what I mean right now. So let's start from the beginning of that flow. I've got my globe on my left, and I'm going to initiate with my right leg as the mover. Everything's the same right now. So here's our deal. We're going to take our mace out to that right hip, and all of our movements are going to initiate from left leg here. So 1, 2, 3, left leg, reverse, transition the mace as we've been doing, side lunge, back to side lunge left. Now, what we were doing was switching the mace. We're not even going to do that now. We were just going to weight shift. And then from here, now we want the right leg to move. We've already got the globe on our right side, which is what we need. The globe's gonna go to this left hip, and we're gonna take a step back with our right leg. So let's do that together. Globe, left hip, reverse lunge, right leg, and the globe should be facing forward. Transition the mace, side lunge, drag an arrow, back to side lunge. Transition that side lunge. So now we got our mace on our right hip. Our left leg is going to go backward. 1, 2, 3, left leg, reverse lunge. Flip the mace to side lunge left. Drag an arrow. Right back to where you came from. Weight shift. Globe goes left, right leg back. Transition to side lunge right. Drag an arrow. Back to side lunge. Again, just a weight shift, not a mace switch. Mace is on my right hip, left leg becomes the mover. Reverse it. Transition. Drag an arrow. Side lunge. Weight shift. Globe left, right leg moves. Let's go one more cycle per side. Reverse. Transition to side. Drag an arrow. Weight shift, no mace switch. Mace on the right hip, left leg reverse lunge. I'm pausing the way for you. Let's go. Done. How'd everybody do with that, okay?
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, so we're done with that flow, I promise. Here's what I'd like to go to next. So there's a flow that I think most of you have done before, but we have to hang out in some high lunge balanced positions. So we're gonna work on that really quick and the idea of the cradle with our mace position. So let's first go on into cradle, give those legs a little bit of a break. So let's get our mace set up in front of us, level 2. Palm up on the globe, palm down the tail. When we want to go into cradle, all it means is like we're holding it like a football. So to get to cradle, we need the tail to pass past your face. And if you look, my mace globe is low. And if I continue going that way, I'm in my cradle. That's it. And then if we want to unwind for the time being, go back right back where we were. Let's do that 3 times on this side. So 3 more, I should say. Again, the tail always passes in front of your face. The globe goes down. Here's my cradle. Right back to it. 2 more. Good. 1 more. All right, now we're hanging here. So there's this idea called the hidden arrow. So I know we've done a lot of arrows already. If you're at a point where you're done with the arrows, just don't shoot them anymore. If you got them in you, here's what we're going to do. We shoot an arrow from here. So to make that happen, the right hand, which is our free hand, has to be palm up. That's where we always hold our arrows. So you're going to slide that right hand in there. And what we're doing here is the left hand, I'm just sliding away. And there's my arrow. Got it. Now, right now, we got right palm up, left palm down. Let's come on back. Let's do it one more time, just to make sure we're on the same page here. So globe left, palm up, tail right, palm down. Transition to cradle. Again, the tail past your face. Right hand, you grip really close to that globe. You're going to slide that mace out with your right hand and then reattach to the left. John, you're good. You see where my left elbow is, how it's flying high in the air? There's the hand position. So, let's just go one more time for good measure here. Last with the globe. Get to cradle. Slide the right hand in. Now, look, my right hand, palm up. My left hand, I transition to palm down. I just got to let it happen naturally. There we go. All right, let's switch sides. So now, let's go cradle from here. Just cradle all by itself. So we got our globe now on our right with the palm up. Let's go 4 cradles in a row. The tail passes by our face. Bang, cradle. Come on back. Let's go there 3 more times. Cradle past the face. I'm sorry. Tail past the face into cradle. Good. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Hang here. Now let's go right to hidden arrow. Left hand, palm up. Let that right hand slide so you end up with that palm down. Pulling, 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 pulling. Good. Come on back. Switch your mace. Cradle. Left hand as close to the globe as you can get with the palm up. Slide it out. Right hand, palm down. Pull, 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 pull. Beautiful. 1 more, and I'm convinced you got this. Switch mace. Cradle. Left hand, palm up. Right hand, palm down. Bang. Arrow. Beautiful. All right. So you got that piece down, and that's really the only new complicated aspect of the mace moving. The other pieces are it's just 3 steps. But we need to get into some high balance positions. So mace to the side just for a second. All the lunges we've been doing for the most part have been lower lunges, which allow us to move a little bit more rapidly. When we're in the high lunge, we're taller. So inevitably, we're going to move a little bit more slowly than usual. So Pat, if at any point you just want to put your big toe on the ground instead of connecting with that foot in the air, that's okay. And if anyone's having any balance issues, same deal. So let me show you what I mean by this high lunge idea. It's kind of like derived, I feel like, from tree pose. I'm just giving you most of the lower body here. I'm going to have my right leg as my base. I've got a little softness in that knee. And I'm going to take my left knee out to my side. And purposely in this is very ballerina-like, I realize. But you want to point the toe down for tension. And I'm squeezing the heck out of my right glute. So if everyone's okay with it, let's go there. Let's go like 3 reps and hold it for 3 seconds. Right leg base right now. Let's get up into that high hold and try to hold it for 3, 3, 2, 1. Squeezing hard there, put it right back down. Soften the right knee, lift the left. Again, I really got this 90-degree turnout kind of going. If you look, 3, 2, 1, place it down, maybe one more time. Glute, 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 3, 2, and 1. I was slowly losing it there. All right, transition. Soft left knee. Right leg's not going to be the one that turns out. Squeeze the heck out of that glute. Get nice and high. 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's add a layer. Make sure you got your brace in your midsection. Same deal. And we're up. 3, 2, 1. Last time. Come on, Pat. You look really good on this today. And one more here. Up nice and high. 3, 2, 1, and relax. So that's the position we're going to try to consistently get into in this flow. So here are our steps. Let's not worry about the mace yet. Forward lunge. The leg we step with goes all the way back and around into dragon, but in the middle, we get to that high balance position. From our dragon, we go back to high balance, and we side lunge. So our 3 steps are forward lunge, dragon lunge, side lunge, but we end up hanging out in the middle of that high balance position a bunch. So let's get moving on that. Let's move with our left leg, meaning we're going to go high balance on our right leg. So no mace for now. The left leg is going to become our mover here. So this first one is the hardest one to maintain your balance in. So let's go into a left leg forward lunge. What we're going to try to do now is push back and balance in that position you just learned on your right leg. So 1, 2, 3, we push back, and we're there. Left leg's up nice and high. Or again, if you have to go here, I am not mad at you about that. Let's now take this left leg, wrap it back and behind into our dragon. Good. Left leg's going to go back where it was again, into that position. And now finally, naturally, this puts us into a good spot for a side lunge to our left with that left leg. Bang. Let's go around the horn one more time here. Left leg in the forward lunge. That's a low lunge. That's the only one that's low. Push back. Balance it. Beautiful. Good. Dragon with that left. Back to your balance pose again. There I am. It's a side lunge. Let's go one more time here. Left leg forward lunge, and we're going to add the mace on this side. So low lunge forward, high lunge back out of there. Dragon. Back to high lunge. Into side lunge. All right. Now we need a mace. So grab it, please. All right, so just to warn you here, here's how we're going to use that hidden arrow. We are going to be globe on the left-hand side like we are. As you well know, we're going to end up go left leg forward. You can do one of 2 things. You can just switch it right here. Or if you're feeling real fancy, you could switch it on the way to balancing there. And then we're going to hold it here for a minute. We're going to hit that dragon. Finally, that whole hidden arrow thing comes out there. And then we side lunge. And the last piece is a flip forward of the mace into left leg forward lunge. So let's do this thing together right now. We're slow, we're controlled. Think more like kind of get your head in the mindset of like yoga or meditation if you possibly can. Try to really connect to that mace. So let's go to side lunge left. I'm going to give you the posterior view of me. Side lunge left. Low lunge, transition mace to forward lunge. All right, moment of truth. The cradle and the that tail past our face. 1, 2, 3, and we're balancing. We're just hanging out here right now in this cradle. Still hanging out in the cradle as we're in our dragon. Back to that same position, but finally we get to shoot the hidden arrow. Cross body top, into side lunge. Let's try to cycle 3 more times, everybody. Flip the mace into left leg forward lunge. Cradle as we balance. Dragon. Hidden arrow up top here. Side lunge left. 2 more with me here. Switch the mace into forward lunge. I'm going to pass it into cradle again and balance. Dragon. Hidden arrow. Side lunge. Last one coming right now. Flip the mace into left leg forward lunge. Tail in front of your face to create your cradle. Dragon. Good narrow. Side lunge left. All good. All right. Do you need the high balance practice on the other side? Jean, you're out.
I gotta go. Thank you. Great to see you.
Thank you very much.
Fun. Bye.
Do you two want the high lunge balance work, or you want to just go for it?
Good to go for it. Whatever you want to do.
Pat?
I'll go for it.
All right. I mean, it's not new for you. It's just not easy for you. It's probably the best way of wording it, you know? All right. So look, we got our right leg as the mover now. Our high lunge balance is on the left. We got about 5 minutes left. So we'll do this and then something fun, hopefully. This is a bit more tedious. Right leg side lunge. So this is like, represents the end of the flow we're currently doing. So we're going to take that right leg into a forward lunge here. Flip the mace as we go. Low lunge. When we go to this cradle, just remember the tail passes in front of that face. 1, 2, 3. Wrap that right leg for your dragon. Back to that same position for your arrow. And then right into that side lunge. Transition mace, right leg forward lunge. Cradle as you balance on that left leg. Into the dragon. Hopefully it makes you feel a little better when you see I lose my balance there. Okay, flip the mace into right leg forward lunge. High balance with our cradle. Dragon. Two more cycles. Low lunge forward, switch mace. High lunge back, cradle. Dragon, in cradle still. Hidden arrow. Low lunge, flip mace, right leg forward lunge. High lunge, cradle. One more. Being quiet here.
Concentration.
And relax. Like, oh, my left foot balance was really not cooperative this morning for me. All right. We got a couple minutes left here. All right, so we can do that flow in a very different manner just by changing the height of our lunges. So what I'm thinking is we do that same flow. We're only going to really balance once. It's when we shoot that arrow. Outside of that, we're going to move a little bit quicker. So what that would mean is like our forward lunge, quicker, lower. Dragon lunge, quicker, lower. One high balanced arrow, quicker into that side lunge. And then what we'll do is we can create a way of switching sides super easily. So let's just do this flow once per side separate, one right, one left, and then we'll create a bridge, and that'll be how we end our day. So again, just same flow, just a little quicker, which I think makes it more fun. So let's go into our side lunge to our right to start this thing out, which means our right leg is our mover. So side lunge right with me. So quick low lunge forward with the right leg. Now this is going to be a lot quicker of a movement. We want to get that right leg wrapped back into dragon as you go cradle. Now here's our only high lunge. And we're there. So you're ready? Here's going to be our bridge right now. The little hop, switch, and side lunge, which you're both familiar with. So basically, I'm just going to transition my side lunge this way. With that little hop switch. Left leg forward lunge, low and quick. Cradle, dragon. Balance, hidden arrow. Side lunge left. Hop switch to side lunge right. Right leg forward lunge, flip the mace. Cradle the dragon. Our one high balance comes here. Side lunge it, hop switch. Transition that mace in the forward lunge left. Cradle the dragon. Get an arrow out of balance. Side lunge. Let's hop switch again. Right leg forward. Cradle dragon. Ooh. Balance at a hidden arrow. Hop switch. Left leg forward lunge. Dragon. Cradle. High lunge arrow. Let's go one more time through the cycle here. Hop switch. Right leg forward. Right leg dragon. Left leg balance. Hidden arrow. Hop switch. Left leg forward. Cradle. Dragon. Balance arrow. Side lunge. Call it a day.
Oh, I like that one.
I like that a little bit better too with the quicker movement.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, and it's all good things, but those long balance holds after a while really just become challenging, especially this time in the morning.